everybody, it's David. Welcome to MSOM 612, your final course. I'm shooting this today in Charleston on the campus. I'm here in August for the annual faculty meeting that we have, and then also for the CAPS meet and greet, which will be held this evening. So I wanted to welcome you. I'm going to post this a little bit early for you all since you're already in the course. I just did one for the brand new students who I did the first day of the first week of your first class for that class. And so what I'm going to do for you is this is meant to be the first day of the first week of your last class. I'm thrilled to be able to close this out with you because you started this with me several months ago, and I'm always encouraged to see the growth of students in the program over the last few classes. And so I just want to take a couple of minutes here and tell you and give you a few tips on what I value in this final class. This final class is about business sustainability. It's really about strategic planning and how to make sure that businesses can develop proper strategy to maintain themselves into the future. And so I want to make sure that I touch on these at the start because I think that it's very important that you understand these before you begin to start writing in your course project, which the course project is unique in this one in that you have additions to it every week versus some of the other classes that you've had. You add, I think you have 3 different submissions. Well, you'll have a submission every week on this one. So I just wanted to give you some of the things that I value. And the number one thing in this one is really our specifics. And one of the things that you've had up until this point, you've spoken probably in some generalities. You'll take some general research that you'll find and you'll put it out and support it. Well, in strategic plans, generalities do not work. And you do not need to be general with a company as you're developing the strategic plan for them. And so specifics are highly valued. And so I actually have a video that you'll see posted on how to make sure that you are very specific in your writing, in your proposals, and in your strategic plans. So make sure that you focus on specifics about that company. This course project, by the way, is not so much a peer-reviewed research project that you've had in the past. It's much more about the specifics for the company that you've chosen. And so you'll be able to go out and find annual reports for the company that you've chosen. You'll be able to find S&P or Moody's stock reviews and those types of things for the company that you've chosen, because it's really about an individual company, not so much, again, research that you find that you can make general statements to. So, number one thing valued in this one is really our specifics, okay? Strategic plans will provide a very detailed look at that company. And so what we will do in this one is we're going to follow a traditional 6-step strategic planning process where you'll evaluate the external environment, very detailed and very specific, by the way. You'll evaluate the internal environment. You'll come up with some strategic issues. You'll come up with some strategic opportunities. You'll come up with some alternatives that will turn into strategic recommendations. And then you'll develop an implementation plan to make sure that the strategic plan just isn't a book or a file that sits on someone's computer. So we're going to be walking over the next 6 weeks down that 6-step process, starting in lesson 2. You're going to overview it in lesson 1, but we're going to be being very specific about it over the next 6 weeks. I'm also interested in this class to see progression in your writing. I know when we started several weeks and several months ago, actually, we had some expectations that are there, but my hope is that you've begun to build on finding your creative voice, finding your written voice that you have that's very specific. And so I'll be interested in seeing that progression in your writing. And the final thing is I really want to see how you've drawn upon the other classes that you've had in this course. There will be some human resource elements to this. There'll be some financial elements to this. There'll be some ethical elements to this. There'll be some innovation elements to this. There'll be some negotiation elements to this. Hopefully, there'll be some critical thinking elements to this, and there'll be some servant leadership elements to this. And I want to see how you begin to pull all of those things together. That's why they call it a capstone course, by the way, because what it does is it puts a nice pretty bow or a capstone on top of the things that you've learned over the last few courses. Okay? Well, I'm thrilled again to have you in the class. I look forward to the discussions. Again, 612 is always a smaller class, so I'll be participating in the discussion boards with you. So if you see my post out there, feel free to respond to my post as one of the 2 required response posts that you have. A couple things, make sure that you look at Turnitin every week and the results off of Turnitin, because I'm going to focus on that. Also, make sure that you address some of the things I've talked about in this video as well. All right? If you have any questions, make sure you contact me. But let's just have a great next 7 weeks together. Chat with you soon. Thanks.